welcome back. Are we buying that now?
Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah, dude.
Office!
Yeah!
Who's your favorite character from The Office? The show that we've definitely both totally all seen all the way through. For sure. 100% guaranteed.
So, would you actually believe me if I've never seen an episode of The Office?
I've also never seen an episode of The Office.
I've seen, like, bits of The Office.
Yeah, same.
Enough to believe that I would find Dwight humorous, but that's about it.
Oh, that's right. We don't have
any
properties. But it's time for bed.
They say the workday is over. Still a couch.
But now it's a 4-seater.
God forbid they get us a cot or some shit.
Yeah, if you're dealing multi-million-dollar fucking big city properties with 15 fucking bedrooms, do you not at least get like a hammock?
Alright, bro, let's go fucking sleuthing for some fucking shit while I sleuth the inner machinations of your mind with some questions.
Yeah.
1 to 15.
15?
15! This is a real deep intellectual question. How many times is too many times to play the chicken dance at a social gathering where partygoers are socially obligated to follow the rules of the chicken dance? You know, you're up there at the DJ stand, and you got a crowd of raving people ready to do whatever dance you do, the cha-cha slide, the hustle, whatever you do, they're gonna do, and you put on the chicken dance. How many more times after that is it appropriate to do the chicken dance?
Like in a row?
Yes. How many times in a row do you think it is appropriate to do the chicken dance?
Okay, so if you do it 1, that's totally fine.
Yes.
If you do it 2, that's a little annoying. 3, unacceptable. But once you pass like 8,
then it's funny again?
Yeah, it loops back around.
As you get people passing out on the dance floor because they're just so fucking exhausted from doing the chicken dance 8 times in a fucking row. But then that 9th one comes in, they get their 3rd wind.
Isn't there a WWE story mode game in one of the games somewhere where Vince McMahon does the chicken dance?
Don't get me lying to you, I don't know. But I'm gonna look that
sounds familiar.
I'm gonna look that up right now, and I really hope you're not pulling my leg. Vince McMahon chicken dance. SmackDown vs. Raw 2010 Vince McMahon chicken dance.
I knew it! I knew I wasn't crazy in this particular instance.
Yeah, there's Vince McMahon and a chicken head. Bleeding profusely.
Uh-oh.
There he goes. Do it, Vince. So how many times do you think you can make Vince McMahon do the chicken dance before he murders you?
On Raw?
Well, this looks like SmackDown.
Well, yeah, on his show.
Yes.
3.
Fair. I feel like you can convince Vince to do anything about 3 times. It's a fair number. Do you think
He uses way more stuff now.
Do you think JR actually had the power to damn people to hell? Like, do you think when fucking Triple H is gonna get up to heaven, St. Peter's gonna be there, and he'd be like, sorry, you aren't allowed. You cost Stone Cold against The Rock in 1998. Like, it was a storyline. You hit him with the sledgehammer. And then fucking JR pokes his head out. I was like, there he is! There he is, that son of a bitch! Don't let him in!
Yeah, I can believe that. By God, Undertaker has just thrown Mick Foley off of heaven. Poor Mick. He didn't do anything to deserve that, maybe.
Probably.
Other than, like, decide that it was a good idea and be like, hey, Undertaker, what if you kill me?
I've never heard anything wrong. I've never heard about anything objectively wrong that Mick Foley ever did. I've heard about behaviors that he did that were less than, like, lovely.
Yeah.
But, like, not to the villainous extent of a lot of wrestlers.
Oh, for sure.
I learned apparently, and I don't know how true this is, because this came from the words of one Paul Levesque, the most trustworthy guy in America, clearly. Apparently, back in the 90s, Mick just didn't have a suitcase.
Yeah.
He would either carry all of his stuff around in a trash bag, or, like, he would literally just hold on to all of his shit. And so, like, when he'd go to the airport and they were gonna fly, he would just dump all of his gross, sweaty laundry on the fucking airport, like, baggage counter.
That's crazy.
To get it all checked.
We're gonna get to 10,000?
Damn!
We're gonna make so much fucking money
Dude,
or die.
I am so fucking pumped to do either of those things. I can go either way.
Damn, bro. Sacred comes out live on the show gaming.
1 through 14, brother!
12.
12! Do you think you have what it takes to run a crime family?
No.
You don't think so?
No, I don't like crime.
Okay, but, like, let's...
If I don't have an inherent problem with crime, do I have what it takes?
Yeah, like, if you're placed... Yeah, moral ambiguity aside, if you find yourself just, like, you've inherited a small-time, like, drug ring in Venice.
Right.
Because, you know, you turns out a fucking nana you didn't even know you had was getting up to some shit in Venice. Do you think you have what it takes to turn that thing into, like, a fucking globe-trotting organization? Or are you just gonna be like, hey, sorry guys, but, not me? Or do you think you would do it, but you would, like, try, but then it would fail? Like, what do you think is the most likely outcome for you?
I think I could probably, like, keep it going. I don't think I'm gonna, like, build it up huge. Because I'm not gonna make the kind of plays you gotta make to become, like, a world-renowned drug empire, you know?
Right.
Like, there's a lot of risks involved there. And I'm a pretty risk-averse kind of guy.
Okay, what if it's not drugs? What if it's, like, smuggling or, like, you know, like an assassination thing?
Yeah.
What is the crime family that you think you could run?
Where do I get the furthest? What kind of crime do we do?
Yeah, which one do you feel like you could take that one to new heights? You know, if it's not drug dealing, if it's not like a drug ring, is it smuggling? Is it just like general fucking, I don't know, like hitman shaking down for protection money racket, you know?
Insurance company. I'm gonna defraud all the insurance.
I mean, hey, that works out great for basically everyone who does it. God, when I first got laid off, I was actively looking for work, and all Indeed was showing me was like multi-level marketing scams that involved selling insurance. Mm-hmm. I wonder if part of me is always like, man, maybe I should have just fucking gone for it. I could have lost out on everything forever and killed myself, or I could be a scumbag worth millions.
Unfortunately, I have a funny feeling it would not have been that. How do we leave back to the office? There it is. How come we get to take a private taxi here? But then we have to go to the fucking bus.
Right. Alright, one of these needs to last a little bit longer. 1 through 13, bro.
Number 2.
Number 2. Okay, this one can probably go for a little bit. If you could pick any one anime power system to learn, but in doing so, the main villain of said anime comes to life and wants to kill you, which power system would you want? Any power system you want, the villain comes to life, but obviously you have that villain's power system to defend yourself.
Right.
So what do you want?
Oh, oops.
I guess we cannot sell that anywhere.
So 900 is low. Oh wait, or is that 10 million? 1, 2, 3. 4. No, 1 million is high, but 9 million is low. So we're gonna say fuck that.
Yeah, that's
Just
stupid.
ask for something crazy because we paid a shit ton for this thing.
Look at this fucking office we're in, bro. People should know better than to come in here with a
More
budget.
substantial expense. I'm sorry. Yes, let's look at
Yes!
Hell yeah!
We're gonna be rich!
That's a rough one.
Who are we calling, like, the main... Because, like, some of them it's clear. Because, like, if I was like, oh, I want to be, like, a demon in Inuyasha.
Right.
It's like, it's going to be Naraku.
Right. Naraku shows up and he's got a fucking thing for you. I guess...
Is it just, like, the final... The villain of the final arc? Like, if I pick Dragon Ball, is it just Kid Buu who I have to deal with?
I feel like we'll go for the most, like, notorious villains of a Dragon Ball. I think it'd be Frieza.
That's fair.
I feel like Frieza's a good option. Like, yeah, you get Ki, and you can, do everything Goku can do. Well, I guess you're a human. So you do everything that Tien can do.
Yeah.
But
when? Are we talking, like, Buu Saga Tien? Because they're going to mop the floor with Frieza. Unless he trains for 15 minutes, then he will kill me.
Then he's Frieza pearlescent.
That's already decent. It's not as good as...
Surely they'll go for that. I
This
believe.
is the perfect fit.
Hell yeah! We're the richest men in the universe!
Hell yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll assume you just get, like... We'll assume you start at 0.
Right.
Like, you don't just instantly become as strong as, like, Tien or something. But, like, everything Tien is capable of, you are now also capable of as a human with access to Ki. And we'll say you get a year to train. So you get this power system, you get Ki, you get Chakra, you get Nen, whatever, you get a stand, whatever. And then you get a year to train with that power.
Right.
And you get as strong as you can before the villain comes after you.
Right. That feels like the right answer.
Exactly what I was looking for.
Might be going for JoJo's and getting a stand.
Okay.
Because with so many anime, because it's like if I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna be in Dragon Ball. I'm not gonna get to the point where I can fight off anybody in 1 year.
Right.
Even if I have like some main character aptitude, which I don't have in my real life at least. Oh wait, no, we need to go back to the office and buy some shit because we do not have 10,000 fucking points worth of stuff right now.
Right.
But yeah, so it's like, but with stands, there's tons of people who are like, oh, I have a stand. Attack the main characters right now.
Right, and they usually do pretty good until the main character stops that.
Right, and so it's like, if they can do that, that's gotta be like your go-to. Now, obviously, because say we're like, oh, yeah, I want to be, like, if I say, oh, I'm going to be specifically like part 3
Right.
of JoJo, so I'm going to fight Dio. The odds that I'll get a stand that'll beat Dio are not very good.
Right, Dio had a pretty good stand. Turns out the ability to stop time, pretty fucking busted. He had to give it to his main character out of nowhere to make it work. So that's true though, because like, what if you get a stand that just sucks?
That's true.
Because you can't, like, yes, you'll get a stand, but that doesn't mean you can choose what stage you get. You don't just be like, oh, and I want Star Platinum. Like, no, sir. You might get fucking Survivor, which is a stand in part 6, which Dio himself is like, oh yeah, physically, weakest stand of all time. All it can do is make you angry. Now, granted, if you use it correctly, then you make people who are caught in its effect so angry that they start beating each other to death. Pretty good, but no one-on-one encounter with Dio? I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
So it's like it feels like that'd be like, it's like, on one hand, it's like the biggest gamble.
For
like,
sure.
Either you get, because you might get Star Platinum or like a stand like it, where it's just super fucking strong, super fucking fast, with at least a decent ability. So you know that given a year to fucking mess with that thing, you'd be able to at least give Dio a good fight. Or you might get fucking Echoes.
Right.
You might get Koichi's stand.
And there's just no way to know for sure. But at the same time, it's like, what if I told you, it's like, hey, listen, in 1 year from today, you're going to have a fight against a guy, and we're going to give you this year to train. And at the end of this year of training, he's going to whoop your ass. There is no hope that you'll ever get strong enough in a year.
Right.
Or you'll roll this dice, and if you roll a 6, you'll get a power that is just better than his.
Right.
It's like,
it's going to be tough to not do that.
right, like,
Because then what are the other options? Okay. Do you think you can beat Madara after a year of chakra training?
no.
Do you think you can beat Frieza after a year of ki training?
No.
Do you think you can beat fucking Miriam after a year of Nen training?
No.
It's like, a stand really is your safest bet just because it really is 50-50.
Right, like, either it's good or it's not.
Then again, what about, like, okay, do you think you could beat fucking Aizen after a year of training with your Bunkai?
If I was Ichigo, I could.
That's fair. Because, like,
But am I Ichigo? Probably not.
I mean, that's fair. I don't know, is there a power system where, like, you feel like a year is enough time to learn it? In order to fight the main villain? Because, like...
I think it definitely has to be one of the ones where the power is a lot more innate to the people.
Right.
Versus stuff... Because it's like, if you're like, I'm just going to be an Inuyasha.
Right.
Well, in Inuyasha, I mean, some people train more than others, but like, a big part of Inuyasha's power is just that he's strong on his own. And then, like, the Tetsaiga gets more powers, which have nothing to do with training or not. They're just powers that it can gain access to.
Right.
And, like, if you have spiritual powers, if your spiritual powers are really strong, you're going to be really strong. If they're not, you're not. So you have a better chance there, because if you happen to tilt over to that side where it's like, oh yeah, I am a powerhouse, then you're just golden from the get-go.
Right.
Whereas it's like, okay, I put myself in Bleach. How strong is the average Soul Reaper? That's generously where I'm going to be able to get to in a year, if we're being real.
Right.
Well, the average Soul Reaper in Bleach was getting their ass handed to them by Chad.
Right.
In the Soul Society arc. When he didn't even have the power that's good for attacking yet.
Right.
There's like 20 people at the Soul Society who are actually strong. And
19
else,
of them are Kenpachi.
Yeah. So it really does come down, because it's like, if you pick Bleach, it's like, maybe I do just have that secret natural aptitude just like Kenpachi had, and I could just take on like a captain level Soul Reaper with no powers, with a sword I just picked up off the ground.
Right.
I doubt it.
Yeah. It's pretty tough to be Kenpachi. You kind of got to be Kenpachi to be Kenpachi.
Right.
As a general rule.
No, for sure.
Drowning has no effect on Kenpachi. Okay, but like, do you think if you practice duel monsters for a year, you could beat Bakura? Is Bakura the fucking main villain of Yu-Gi-Oh? Feels like he is. At least duel monsters.
Yeah, in the original series, yes, because he's like the spirit of the ring. Bandit Keith Bakura, or Bandit King Bakura, he was like trying to bring back Zork or whatever.
Right.
And so technically, yes. The question there, I guess, though, is like, are we just gonna beat him in a card game? Or are we gonna have to like beat him properly?
Right, at life and stuff.
Well, because, like, they get at the end to where there's, like, weird shit happening again. Like, actual, more proper magic stuff, too. And it's like, so, if I'm gonna have to be able to, like, properly win a shadow game, I'm fucked.
Right, well,
I'm not gonna survive in the shadow realm.
I'd imagine you probably get a millennium item. You know, now granted, there's like a set number of those, so who's you get, I don't know.
The power that I get is not just like, yeah, here's a Yugi starter deck.
Right.
That's a good, because if you get a millennium item, you've really got a chance in reality, because it's like, depending on which one, it may or may not be particularly useful. It's like, if I get the one that lets me see the future,
right, that's pretty
good. That could be pretty good. If I get the one that lets me read people's minds,
that's pretty great.
That'd be pretty useful.
I don't remember, what are the...
If I get the millennium puzzle, and the Pharaoh can just play the game for me,
that's pretty sick. That worked out for the main guy. I forget, what does Pegasus do?
Pegasus has the millennium eye. It lets him read minds.
Okay, he's the read minds. Okay.
Yeah.
He does so much shit that I forget what he was actually able to do.
Oh,
he
yeah.
stole Grandpa's soul.
Oh, yeah,
like,
he does tons of stuff.
He, like, brought his monsters to life and initiated a shadow game, and I forgot which one of those powers were, like, the baked into the eye, or which of those was just, he could just kind of do.
I forgot. I put all the wool in flooring and stuff down and didn't put any furniture, so I bet we're not anywhere near 10,000. No, we're not anywhere near 10,000. You'll be shocked to hear.
Does Pokemon count as a power system?
No.
Does the existence of Pokemon count? And, like, being a trainer, does that count as, like, a fucking power system?
No.
Probably not. Probably not. It doesn't feel the same. Then again, doesn't it, though? Because, like...
But who's the villain here that we're gonna beat?
I guess Giovanni. He's the only overarching villain that stays the entire time. He never does anything. But...
That's fair, I guess.
Unless you... Okay, well, no, because there is, in the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon games, he pops up with Team Rainbow Rocket that includes every other fucking villain.
Yeah.
Like every other evil team leader. So maybe it's just... Maybe that's it. If Pokemon become real and you become a Pokemon trainer in a year...
You've got to be able to beat every team.
You're going to have to run the gauntlet and defeat Team Rainbow Rocket.
I don't know. That one's really tough, because it's like... Especially with the games and somewhat less so the anime, it really makes it seem like it's not that hard to become a top-level trainer.
Right. In the games, you literally do it over the course of a couple days.
Right.
Like, you leave home, and then, boom, champion.
And so it's like, oh, well, that's so easy. But it's like, if you and I got Pokemon right now, and then 365 days from today, we had to fight Johto Champion Lance.
Right.
He's gonna whoop us. And there's no question about that. Like, we're not gonna almost win. It's not gonna be a close battle.
It's not going to come down to the wire.
Right. We're gonna get destroyed, because our Pokemon, there's no way they're gonna be as strong as his guys that he's been using for forever. It's just not feasible. It's the same thing as being like, oh yeah, I'll be in Dragon Ball. Oh, but they're literally lifelong martial artists, and I don't know a single martial art.
Yeah. But then again, I don't know, because it also depends a lot what Pokemon. It also depends on what Pokemon you get. Because some Pokemon do just come out stronger off rip.
That is true.
Like, yeah, if you get a Pichu, you're probably not going to be doing much of that Pichu in a year versus what you're doing with that Pichu now. But if you get like a fucking, I don't know, like a fucking Charmander, and you can train that puppy up to be a Charizard, like, that's probably not too bad. Like,
True.
evolution just brings a lot of intrinsic strength to the mix. Unless you're Ash's Torterra.
That looks right, I think.
Which I'll always be a defender for Torterra. Torterra was not the problem. Ash was.
Is Ash not the problem the vast majority of the time?
A good amount of the time, yes. But, like, he does get better as a trainer, but, like, as the series goes
Jesus
on...
Christ.
Because I've watched now all of Pokemon. I've just watched all of Ash Pokemon that exists. I've now consumed all of it. As the series goes on, Ash very clearly has a preference for Pokemon that move fast and hit hard. Like, he's a very, like, just fucking strike first and take him out kind of guy. So as soon as he has a Pokemon that doesn't do either of those things or only does one of them,
This option
he really doesn't know what to do with it. And that was the problem with his Torterra, because when it was a Turtwig, his Turtwig sucked, except when they realized, oh, you're really fast. But, like, as far as Turtwigs go, you're really fast. So their whole strategy revolved around using Turtwig's speed to its advantage. Well, then it evolved to do a Grotle, and got 3 times as big and 3 times as heavy. So it couldn't move as fast anymore.
Right.
And then it evolved into a Torterra, and it couldn't move anywhere near as fast as it could before. And yet Ash still kept trying to have it do the same things. So I will always defend Torterra. That was not Torterra all of a sudden sucked. It was Ash did not know how to use Torterra in its new body.
That's fair.
Anyway, it's time for next time. So what's your final answer on the anime power?
Jojo, gotta roll them dice.
Roll the dice. Yeah, you really convinced me. 'Cause I was sitting here thinking that's a dumb idea, but you really convinced me that that's the only, like,
Feasible
logical
chance.
idea.
Yeah. No, for sure. Unless it literally is just like, oh, the stakes are if I lose, then I lost. Oh no.
Right.
But yeah, if the world has to be on the line at the end of this,
At the very least, they
it's
want to
gotta
kill
be
you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I am the world, bro. Deal.
Next time.